NSFW, what's the best thing that happened to you in Truth or Dare? I was playing Truth or Dare with my sister's friends and I dared one of them to do something, and after one of them says you could have dared someone to kiss you and you would have gotten your first kiss. That immediately set a light off in my head, and later in the night I asked if I could kiss her and I did. So I got to kiss a really pretty girl. Got dared to kiss my back then HS crush. Couldn't do it, not because I'm kinda shy but because it was my crush, so I denied and got booed out. She later came to check up on me and asked if I wanna do it, now that the others weren't around. Of course I said yes and we kissed, first on the cheek, then normally. Afterwards she giggled and told me she liked it. There never came anything from it, but I still think of her quite a lot these days. I found out a girl I had a crush on had a crush on me. My friend dared the girl I had a crush on to kiss me. She stared at me and said I can't do it, he's too ugly, and the other girls said the same thing. I ended up being ignored for the rest of the game. Good times equals edit. I was 12 when it happened. That event was one of the reasons why I grew up with low self-esteem. I'm over it now, but talking about it made me feel better as I never mentioned this tragedy before. Thanks, y'all. Peas, that girl I had a crush on tried to hit on me last year with, that time worked out well on you kinda thought. Edit 2, I didn't think that a lot of people would sympathize with my story. Thanks a lot. You all made my year better. It was a girl's 19th birthday party and my buddy from high school was there. Everyone was being lame and awkward, so I suggested Truth or Dare. The game went on for a while, but people were getting progressively more naked and horny as most of them were drinking. I was the DD for another friend at the party and the people staying were getting raunchier, so we split. The birthday girl and my high school buddy hooked up and they've been together for about 7 years now and have a daughter together. I was dared to read Dora fanfic out loud. I was about 12 at a friend's sleepover. I was dared to go home by a kid who didn't like me too much. I walked the 2 miles home, and as I came to my driveway my older brother had just pulled in. He had 3 baby raccoons with him because he had hit their mother while delivering pizza. I got to spend the rest of the night with him, 3 raccoons and a cheese and pepperoni pizza, watching Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm way late, but the first day I met my wife we played a game of Truth or Dare. She asked me, Truth, what kind of clothes on a girl do you like? Then the next day she showed up to my house in those clothes. I thought these stories just happened in movies. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. We were too old to be playing Truth or Dare, like 20 years old. My friend had only seen boobs in his dad's Playboys. He hadn't even kissed a girl yet. Some woman was dared to show everyone her tits. My friend was silently stoked. He didn't cheer out loud, but I knew he was fucking giddy. As the woman lifted her shirt and bra, some other goober leaned right in front of my friend and blocked his view. It was over before my friend could react. He complained about it for weeks. We've laughed about it for years. Was sitting outside at a college campus and was dared to yell I love you to the next person I saw. I did, and this dude yells it back and keeps walking. We go back and forth, getting louder and louder as he walks off. Best reaction ever. So my hair is pretty long. My friends used me as a mop to clean the wet floor. It was a fun idea. Wasn't fun, but remembering it is a ha-ha. The best thing was getting my lap sat on by my crush and a kiss on the cheek from her. Was dared to catch a frisbee in my teeth from across the yard. So, walked outside and across the yard. Girl wound up, threw the frisbee, figured this ought to be funny when it bounces off my face, and as a total fucking fluke, actually caught it in my teeth. Truth, what's the most interesting place you've had sex? I've never had sex, not in a bed. Oh, do I have a 2001 Grand Am backseat for you? I had a 2001 Grand Am backseat for her. I wasn't even playing and someone dared a girl I liked to kiss me. That someone became a very good friend. My 2 straight, male friends got in their underwear and scissored each other while singing Fancy Living, Here We Come. From SpongeBob. I'm reading all these comments and damn, I got dared to go home. Wasn't me, but a girl was dared to mirror what I do, so I made her hug a guy I knew liked her Reddit. For all the people saying I should have blown him, she only mirrored what I did, so I would have had to have given the air one top tier blowjob. A girl, I didn't have a crush on her, but she was nice, flashed me. She also let me fondle her boobies. I know it's lame considering some of the responses here, but that's what I got. I made my friend's boyfriend make out with a 4-foot-tall nutcracker. That's the best I got. Broke the ice with my current fiancé playing it. One of the coolest nights of my life. Till Truth or Dare is a sexual game. MFW, nothing interested ever happened to me. I found out who took my calculator. Got to make out with a girl I was crushing on. After reading all of this, I've decided fuck Tinder/Meet Me, I'm going to make a Truth or Dare rap. I was at work, high school job at a department store, and the 4 of us in my department were playing Truth or Dare, mostly dumb work stuff like go mix up those shirts. Someone dared the girl who had a rep as being experienced, who was a couple years older than me, to give me a blowjob. She told me to take break with her. I played along. We went to her car. She actually blew me in the store parking lot. I once dared a friend to order me a pizza, so that was pretty good. I got to see my friend's sister's boobs and watch him lick an electric fence all in the same day. Did a belly shot of Powerade, was designated driver of my girlfriend. I got to grab a girl's boob under the shirt. I was 16 and it was awesome. We dared this girl to give a friend of mine a lap dance using the first song that came up when he shuffled his entire song library. Seems pretty normal until she had to give a 3-minute lap dance to Cats in the Cradle. A guy told me I was beautiful and that he was too shy to always tell me that cause he thought I was way out of his league. I chose truth every time because I was super boring and had nothing to hide. I got made fun of that weekend, but Monday morning the nasty wannabe popular bitch went around spreading everyone's secrets, and the ridiculous stares they did. Everyone except me. Boring for the win. Kissed the girl that would later become my first ever girlfriend, but is now my ex. It was a good 2 years though. Cute girl pulled her pants down and full on sat on my face for a solid minute. I was a late bloomer in HS. By the time I realized I may be attractive to anyone, it was over. Our senior year party for an art magnet school, we played this. A girl I had a fairly solid crush on, popular, cheerleader, a good friend, was asked who she had fantasized about, and I was the answer. Blew my mind, gave me the guts to ask her out. It was a horribly awkward silly lunch date, built my confidence a lot heading into college. A silly story, but it was a good one. Got to play my very first, and only, Truth or Dare game when I moved to the US for college, with a bunch of people who I would characterize as moderately to severely religious. I was not, but those were the first people I had met, so I went with it. Needless to say, it was tame and clean. Worst thing someone got dared to do was walk up to a stranger and sing the national anthem. Reading all the responses here, I never imagined the game could be so interesting and sexually charged. I definitely missed out. Fucked a bush. Made out with, and low-key felt up, my older next-door neighbor. Had a crush on her for a while before then, so it's a very fond memory. Got to finally kiss a girl I really, really liked. Got to see a hot girl's tit imprints in the snow. Not too impressive I know, but teenage me had that picture engraved in my head for a while lol. Girl got dared to spin the bottle and give a blowjob to whoever it lands on right in front of everybody. The bottle didn't point at me, but I had a nice view right next to the girl it did land on. Apparently, she had experienced dining at the Y. Saw boobs. 10/10ths, would see again. I went to an acquaintance's birthday. We spoke maybe 10 times prior. After a while she was down to just her bra and panties. That's when she was dared to seduce me. Well, she was kind of awkward, so her version of seduction was just to tackle me while we were both near naked. That was a great night and we're celebrating our first year of marriage next weekend. I won $20 by doing a dare in which I ran outside in my underwear when it was sleeting outside. Not much. but a friend of mine earned the nickname Big Dick Chris or BDC for short after a game. Crush sat on my lap the rest of the game. My little soldier had a hard time staying focused. Good times too. I was allowed to join the game. Got dared to ignore getting tits rubbed in my face for a minute. Boy can poker face like a champion. Best minute of my teenage life. Edit, to clear a couple of things up. It was a woman rubbing her boobs in my face and they weren't clothed. I got to motorboat a girl's tits. It was in a hotel during a school sport trip. My best friend knew I liked her and did me a solid. I got a blowjob from a girl up the street once. All the other times ended up with me jumping off a hotel into the pool or some stupid like that. Why am I still reading this thread? My friend had a game called Cosmopolitan Truth or Dare. It was a card game that had a truth or a dare question on it. We played with a set of twins once who pulled a dare that read cover your chests in whipped cream and rub them together, and they actually did it. In 8th grade I was dared to show this girl my dick. We went to a bathroom. I was 13 and horny, so I had a hard on. I pointed it down and she didn't know the difference. She told her friends later and I kinda got a reputation of having a big dick even though I'm completely average. Edit, thanks for the gold and silver. This really blew up. I was 16 and my group of friends were sitting in a sauna, everyone was covered up by a towel, when one of the girls said we should play Truth or Dare. I got dared to show my dick to one of the girls, so we went out to the changing room / showers that is attached to the sauna and I showed her my dick and she gave me my first hand job, and later that night we had sex. Ended up together for about 6 years before I found out she had been cheating on me like a lot. I got to watch my friend lick the floor for 10 seconds. Group us were in these tunnels that we liked to hang out in and our friend was dared to give me a blow job. Which she actually did. Best 10 seconds I ever had down there. Ended up dating on and off for the next 2 years or so. Man, when I went to school I saw a guy get to suck a girl's tit in TD. I'm still pissed to this day it wasn't me. Damn karma. I was at like 2k, now it's 11k. I was wonder what post. It was the tit sucking one from my school days. Lol's Reddit is odd. I never got to play Truth or Dare, but I did play Duck Duck Goose. It was not fun sitting there the whole time. I was dared to drink all of the drinks on the table. They never specified the time limit, so I had drinks for the next hour sorted. Someone dared me to kiss a lady that I happened to have a thing for anyway. It was a very long time before we stopped kissing. Dated her for 3 years. Great lady, always a little sad it didn't work out. I got to watch my middle school friend, it was winter, go down to the yard, strip to boxers and run a lap around the yard. Needless to say we were all impressed and hysterically laughing. He did this in the middle of class BTW. I got to hug a girl. Made out with this chick I had a crush on. Turns out she had a boyfriend. He beat the shit out of me. Edit, uncensored. At a birthday sleepover, I was dared to kiss this girl and we both were like I never back down from a dare. So we did a quick beck and were like woo show in front of everyone. Later, when everyone else was asleep, we made out in a closet for a very long time. I learned I was a lesbian then. Edit, changed the word gay to lesbian because I'm a lady and people seemed confused. Shari was dared to spend 10 minutes in a dark room, nearby den, with the guy of her choice. She chose me. Turned out to be a setup. Her best friend knew that Shari had a crush on me and made this happen. Anyway, it was the hottest, fastest make-out session to date for me. We were both naked above the waist and she had her hand in my zipper. At 10 minutes there was an unwelcome knock on the door. Rather tame compared to some of the shit that I've seen, and may or may not be envious of, in this thread. But one time when I was like 13 to 14, playing Truth or Dare at a sleepover, I was dared to walk into my friend's sister's room, there were 17 and 19, without knocking and just shout boobs. The only condition I set forth was that I was allowed to bolt back to his room and lock the door so they couldn't beat me up. I did it, and all I saw was the confused faces of his sisters, who had already gone to sleep, staring at my scrawny shirtless pubescent face yelling boobs at 2 a.m. Disappointing and anticlimactic as fuck, but that's what happens when you don't have friends. I made some friends. Found out a girl had a crush on me. Unfortunately it was the girl I hate. I played Truth or Dare in a pub in my hometown. It was pretty normal for me and my friends and their friends to play that there because none of us were afraid to do anything except getting naked or something like that. I got a dare to kiss a girl to my right, decided not to do so even though she was up for that. Later that evening I saw her with her boyfriend. I am relieved that I decided to dodge a bullet there. In high school I was offered $50 to streak through a soccer game. Friend parked car on one side, I ran through. As I approach car/clothes it drives off. Then I was left naked without anything nearby to assist. It was reasonably dark so I kinda just snuck to my friend's house which was only 5 minutes away or so. I did get the $50 upon my return. Sex house. I am now a respectable employee at a respectable IT company that would be thoroughly appalled at my past. But when I was at university, there was a house a couple of streets down that was essentially orgy central, and it all started with a game of Truth or Dare. In the 7th or 8th grade, I was going back and forth with my friend with a bunch of risque dares: flash your boobs, show her my dick, make out with each other, dry hump, etc. I eventually just went for it and dared her to blow me and she did it. I remember being so hard that I barely even felt anything, initially. I kissed a girl. And I liked it. So I did it again. I saw, and later sucked on, my first pair of breasts as a teenager. We were all 17, and horny as hell. She had D cups. To say that her tits were awesome would be an understatement. Yes, it was worth it. Edited for clarity and better wording. Wish I got asked to play this enough to have one of these stories edit. First silver on Reddit for a sad ass comment. Still toe. Thanks. So many others talking about their crushes and him over here thinking about the time a friend had to stand outside in his underwear, shake a soda, and spray it on himself yelling him a sticky boy. I got to touch someone. Edit, I didn't mean to sound like a pervert, but thanks for the upvotes I guess. I got my first kiss. Last week on one camp I got dared to jump into a bush. Yeah, kinda lame, but I also dared my friend to run only in his trunks all over the main square park. The best thing is that it has been recorded and afterwards he sent it to his mum. As dream came true. My buddy dared me to lick chocolate syrup off his girlfriend's nipples. Worked at a kids camp as a counselor, and the night before the kids arrived the staff all played Truth or Dare every year. Youngest was probably grade 8 and oldest around grade 11. I got dared to unhook one of the girls' brows with my teeth. The clasp was in the front. Edit, girls meaning female staff member. Got to see boobs for the first time at an overnight birthday party. I found out almost 5 years later that it was planned for her to show them to me specifically since she had a crush on me and I didn't realize it because I'm oblivious and stupid. Hijacking to share my worst. When I was in high school, we played Truth or Dare Jenga. I was the first to get a dare piece and I did the dare. I had to blow in some guy's ear. Fine. A little embarrassing, but that's what you do. The next time a dare came up, the person refused to do it. Everyone was like okay. The next few people also refused to do their dares. I was like WTF? One girl said nobody actually does the dares. With a withering tone that might as well have said you idiot. Fuck those guys. Not me, but I was at the circle doing it. One of the really hot girls there was dared to, without her hands, take the Invisalign out of the guy's mouth sitting next to, and have it in the entire night. Everyone went quiet and looked at her. Without hesitation grabs the guy, and with her tongue takes it out of his mouth and into hers. She was supposed to keep it in the rest of the night, but it didn't fit her properly and she only had it for about 30 minutes. Most ballsy thing I've ever seen someone do. Got dared to take a belly shot off a girl I had been crushing on. Been dating 3.5 years. Me and my friend were at a friend's house and they dared me to go to her room and bust a nut in her panties while she watched. Well, I cannot complain, those panties were hella soft. Edit Lisa's lover, you amazing son of a bitch, me and her got a date and she said if it all goes well we are dating. Edit 2, we are going on a date at 6:30 you. Edit 3, every single person who fucking said asked her on a date, you guy are fucking amazing, the date went very well and well, me and her are now motherfucking dating, y'all motherfuckers are beautiful. Edit 4, see you later virgins, smiley face, victory hand. Edit 5:9, oh I'm hella late but I left Reddit ad, gave the account to my brother but I will give a update if anyone asks. A couple of months ago I got to kiss every girl around the table, that was quite nice NGL. Nothing good has ever happened, playing this game. One time it ended with me licking at toilet seat, I hated it. I kissed the most beautiful Cuban woman that I have ever seen. So not best, but a truth or dare story nonetheless. 5th grade. Crush gets dared to kiss me. Crush looks at me and goes, you woo gross. He's fat. And that was that. If this is going to be copy and pasted in a BuzzFeed article, please include this, fuck you, Larry. Where the fuck were all these truth or dare games when I was younger?